Thank you. Thank you, folks. That's so nice. I have to tell you, I have to thank Fred the Hammer. You know, he wouldn't be allowed to play in the NFL today. He hits too hard, okay? You know, see, we're all getting softer, you understand, and our country's getting softer. But I'll tell you what, that was the good old days. So, Fred, get over here for a second, Fred. Come here. That was so nice. I love people that hit hard. We need people that hit hard. Come here. He was a hitter. He was a hitter. Oh, you know, after one or two hits, they sort of said, I don't want to catch the ball anymore, right? And a really amazing guy. Somebody that Bobby Knight has so much respect for. He said, you play this guy, it's brutal. Always. It was always tough. Coach Keady, come on out. Come here. Coach, come on over. What a great man and a great family. I just met his wife, and she's incredible. We've had so much support. So I just got a call. Lou Holtz just endorsed us. So Lou is another one. What incredible people. Such spirit. And, you know, I love that you people, but sit down. We'll stay with each other for a long time. Sit down. You know, it's so nice. So often I'll say, sit down. They just refuse. You're going to sit down. This is a beautiful place, by the way. This is nice. It's nice. Now, we've had this response all over, no matter where we go in the country. We go to Dallas. We go to Alabama. We had 35,000 in Alabama. The other night, we had 31,000 in Los Angeles, near the Los Angeles area. We were all over. And I'll tell you, and they were burning the American flag, okay? You tell me, okay? Not inside. Inside, it was a love fest. We had 31,000 people. It was incredible. But outside, they burned the American flag, and they held up other flags from other countries. And I want to tell you, that's not what we're about, you know. We're going to take good care of everyone, but it's America first now, folks. It's America first. Just remember that. Just remember that. You know, I watched television. There was a group of people. I don't even know, because I'm doing another one of these at 7. I've been doing them all. But I love doing them. A friend of mine, very, very successful. I love doing them. But a friend of mine, a very, very successful guy, came with me to one. I had 24,000, 25,000 in Tampa, Florida. And he said, how do you do that? Get before these people? I say, you know, honestly, this guy's really a successful guy, great guy. And not because he's successful, he's great. He's one of the few. He's rich, but he's a nice guy. Most rich aren't so nice, but that's okay. But we still want them negotiating our trade deals for us, not these political hacks. Believe me. Believe me. So he said, how do you do that with so many people? I say, you know, honestly, you get before them. And it's like we're all in love. We're just going to straighten out this country. We love our country. We love each other. And our rallies are the safest place you can be on earth. You know, you don't read that. You don't hear that. But our rallies are safe and beautiful, and there's love in the room, and it's so easy to speak when you have that kind of love in the room, and that kind, whether I'm in a place like this or an arena, no matter where you are, we want to make America great again. And I said to him, it's so easy to speak. It really is. He still didn't believe me, but believe me, it is, okay? So I appreciate you all being here, and I really appreciate, thank you, honey. I really appreciate Indiana. I really appreciate Indiana. But there was a tremendous line and they started assembling and it was on Fox, and it was on all of them, CNN, but it was a huge line, and I'm not sure. It might be for the 7 o'clock speech, but it was this tremendous line, and they met a few young guys that were definitely, it was Cruz. Cruz was like, you know, oh, this guy, the lion. That's why we call him Lion. We call him Lion Ted. We call him Lying Ted. I never saw. Did you know that Donald Trump wants to raise your taxes by 40%? And the guy said, no, he doesn't. Did you know that he's in favor of Obamacare? No, he's not. But I mean, and when he said it, he meant it. This guy knew. And it was very, and you know, he actually said, how's your loan doing at Goldman Sachs? That was, I thought, the cool. Now, is that guy here with the sunglasses? I don't know if he's here or 7, but whoever he is, I thought he was very cool. I thought him and his friends, because they're not going to be buffaloed by lies. You know, I This is why we have deficits that are 19 trillion, and it's going to be 21 trillion very, very soon, you know, with that really dumb omnibus budget. And you look at what happened with that. Then he picks Carly. Carly's perfectly nice. By the way, she fell off the stage the other day. Did anybody see that? And Cruz didn't do anything. Even I would have helped her, okay? No, it's true. It's the weirdest thing. They just showed it to me coming in. I said, no, I didn't see it. They just showed it to me. And I said, wow, that's really cruel. She fell off. She just went down. She went down a long way, right? And she went down right in front of him, and he was talking. He kept talking. He didn't even look like... That was a weird deal. Man. And then they were both talking. She was talking from the back, and he was talking from there. They both talking. That's a weird... But that was unnecessary, and it was a bad thing to do. And, you know, I said he set a record. First candidate in the history of this country who has no path to victory, who can't win, and he picked a vice presidential candidate. That's hard. And you've got to give her credit for accepting it. She said, I'll accept it, even though there's no chance of winning. I mean, it's a weird deal. But, you know, you have so many different things, and I love seeing all of those people online. And they were there from 6 o'clock to Fox and CNN. They're all saying from 6 o'clock in the morning. All that big line, that big, huge line, thousands and thousands of people. And even here, there are thousands of people outside that wanted to get in. You people know real estate a little bit better. Congratulations. Look at the people in the front row. Pretty good, right? Pretty good. Pretty good. But I look at the difficulty of politics. I mean, you know, I've been doing this for a fairly short period of time. I've never seen lying and deception and all of the things like this. I've been in business, and they're no angels. And frankly, they're much tougher people. Business is tougher. But, and again, they're not the greatest. You got good ones, you got bad ones, like everything else. But I've never seen lying and deception like you see in politics. It's terrible. It's terrible. It's really terrible. Where somebody will go out and hear me and watch good ovations, and then say the exact opposite. No, there's Trump is going to do this, or Trump will never build the wall, or Trump loves Obamacare. I mean, I always say, how many people have heard this? We will repeal and replace Obamacare. Then I'm listening to, right? We will repeal and replace it. Right? And then I'm hearing Cruz today. Donald Trump loves Obamacare. He will keep it. He will this. It's so. And I want to take that television and I want to smack it, but I can't. I can't. Oh, and then I heard another good one. I picked Carly Fiorina as our vice president. Donald Trump, on the other hand, will campaign with Mike Tyson. It's true. Now, I don't know anything, but Mike was nice enough. I don't know. I heard on the internet he endorsed me. He said, I endorse Donald Trump. I will say, when you have guys like this, the coach and Fred and all of the people, and Bobby Knight, such an incredible guy. What an incredible guy. What an incredible guy. And so many people. I mean, I'm really proud when you think 16,500 Border Patrol agents, first time they've ever endorsed a presidential candidate they endorsed for. And Sheriff Joe, and I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. So many of the pastors and the ministers have endorsed us. It's been just an incredible experience. For me, it's been an incredible experience. And great people. I mean, just great people. And I just want to say that, you know, having done this now and having been for a long time and having so many friends in Indiana, and Bobby sort of said it better than anybody could say it. He said, Trump's going to be a great president. See, I can't say that about myself, although I'll say it because that's what we want to hear. I mean, I'm going to bring it back. And we're going to bring it back. But he said, Trump's going to be a great president. And honestly, if we win Indiana, it's over. It's over. They're finished. They're gone. They're gone. And if we don't, they'll win it next week or the week after or the week after. It's fine, you know, because they have no path, whereas I have a very easy path. I mean, we'll win it in the first ballot. And when I look at these guys going around and talking to delegates and buying them hot dogs and hamburgers and hotel rooms and this and that, and they're all playing, just so you understand, they're all playing for the second, third, fourth ballots. We're never going to get there. We are way over and way ahead of projection, and we'll do it on the first ballot. But if we win Indiana, it's over. So, and Bobby said, this way Indiana can take the credit when Trump does a good job. And I want to remember that. Okay? I want to remember. So I want to thank all of the folks, and I want to thank Bobby Knight, because, man, I'll tell you, he was something. We trekked around all over the place, and he was amazing. And you had to see the love in the room. Coach Keady, same thing. He said Bobby was such a great guy. And Bobby has such respect for the coach. But when Bobby came around and we went around from place to place and people would stand up for 5 minutes and they just loved this guy. They want to win. They want to win. He won 900 games. Think of it. 3 championships. It's tough to win those championships. He won 3. 900 games he won. And, you know, and he won the Olympics and he won the Pan Am Games, right? And he had the last undefeated season in college basketball. I mean, and he almost had 2. And he said, Donald, if you mentioned the one before, because, you know, the season before I lost 1 game, say that I screwed up, meaning he screwed up. I said, Coach, I don't want to say that. How could I say, what were you, like 32-1, and I'm going to say you screwed up? He said, no, I put in the wrong player. Just tell them. They'll understand. I said, I refuse to say it. So I said, he wants me to say that he screwed up. Okay. Wouldn't that be nice to have a coach that screwed up and you're like 32-1 or something like that? Everybody wants that kind of a coach. So anyway, Bobby's been great. I want to just thank him. I just want to thank everybody. It's been an incredible experience for me, and I've learned a lot. I mean, I've learned a lot. And, you know, one of the things I like to do before I go to an area, and by the way, even your governor treated me very nicely, I have to tell you. He was under pressure. He was under a lot of pressure from his, you know, supporters and from people that put up money for politicians, in all fairness, and, you know, the donors and the special interests, and you're under pressure. He said nicer things about me than he said about Cruz. Well, it's true, right? If you think about it. And I like him. I like Mike Pence. But, you know, he said nicer things about me than Cruz. And all of the pundits said, you know what? I think that was maybe the weakest endorsement in the history of endorsements. It's true. In fact, at the end, one group had to rerun the tape just to find out who he was endorsing. So it's sort of fun. But they're under a lot of pressure. You know, I'm self-funding my campaign, so I don't have any pressure, okay? I don't have pressure. I'm going to do what's right for you. Like Cruz tells you about Wall Street and the big bad bankers and this and that and all this stuff. Now, he didn't put down on his personal financial disclosure form that he borrowed $1 million from Citibank and Goldman Sachs. He didn't say that. He left it off, which you're not allowed to do. You know, that's a big violation. I don't know what's the recourse, but it's a big violation. But, in fact, one of the guys mentioned this morning that, you know, was sort of debating him out front. What about Goldman Sachs? Guy knew what he was talking about. He left out the $1 million, didn't put it down on his personal financial disclosure form, and then he'll come and tell you about how he's going to protect you from the banks. Let me tell you, Goldman Sachs and Citibank have him totally under control, folks, believe me, okay? He may talk, but believe me, they have him 100% under control. Me, I'm not taking money, so it's very easy, okay? So what I like to do is, and it's become very depressing, but don't be depressed because we're going to turn it around. But it's depressing. I ask my statisticians. I have people, they do nothing but stats, which can't be a very exciting job, right? I wouldn't want, they love it. They love it. Me, I wouldn't want that job. But they're good at it. And they get it right from the books. And they said this area, which is a great area, great people, has lost 1 in 4 manufacturing jobs since 2001, the year Congress voted to put China into the World Trade Organization. Mistake. The vote gave China permanent most favored nation trading status. That gives them an advantage. Why? What are we doing? Why? And I do a lot of business with China. And I love China. China's fine. I made a lot of money with China. They have the biggest bank in the world as my tenant in Manhattan at one of my buildings. Good tenant. Pays the rent on time. This is a serious... The bank has 400 million customers. That's a big bank. That means at Citibank, I said to the head of the bank, how big are you compared to, let's say, Citibank? And they said, that is like a small subsidiary. You know, it's true. It's like a little bank by comparison. But it's my tenant. I have 2 big buildings, Bank of America building in San Francisco and 1290 Avenue of the Americas, one of the biggest buildings in New York, biggest floor plates. And I got that through China. Not friendly, unfriendly. It was a war, and it's turned out to be a great deal with a wonderful partner, and we ended up making a fantastic deal. And they buy condos like they're mashed potatoes from me. You understand? It's like pancakes. I'll take one for 10 billion. I'll take one for 9. Nothing against China, and I'm not angry at China, and I'm not angry at Mexico, and I'm not angry at India or Vietnam, which is hot as a pistol right now, taking a lot of stuff away from us. I'm not angry at Japan. They send cars over by the millions. We give them practically nothing. You talk about a trade imbalance. They're up here, we're down like below that stage. It's trade imbalance. I'm not angry at any of them. I'm angry at our leaders for being grossly incompetent and not knowing, right? And not knowing what they're doing because there's no reason for it. So a few more things. Indiana's lost 5,000 jobs over the last period of time, manufacturing jobs. In the last 3 months, you lost 5,000 jobs. That's not good, okay? Last 3 months, you lost 5,000 jobs. Somebody else will say, oh, you're doing well. Great. According to the Federal Reserve, real median household income in the state of Indiana has declined $10,000 since 1999. That means you're working harder and you're making less. Some of you have 2 jobs. I understand it. You know, nobody else understood it. They're all trying to say, what's going on with Trump? I understand it. I grew up, you know, my father was a builder in Brooklyn and Queens, and I would work on jobs. And I got to know, people say, why do you relate so well to like carpenters and electricians? I mean, I grew up with them. I know them better. Frankly, I don't like the rich people so much, if you want to know the truth. Those are the ones I don't like as much. Not nearly as much. But look at this. This area lost about 15% of its construction jobs. The city of Indianapolis has lost 1/3 of its manufacturing jobs since 1990. Carrier air conditioning. Now, I've been dealing on announced, and I guess a lot of you have heard, because unfortunately, look at all the cameras back there. They all on live television, which is a big disadvantage because I have to come up with a new speech every 4 hours, right? You can't say, it's true. It's true.